Hey team, I'm back with the last lesson for the week. I just wanted to go through the last example on CodeHS with you, just to show you one more example of how inheritance works. In this example, we have hierarchy that extends 2 levels deep, kind of similar to what we've been looking at with the football player example from the first video. So this will be nice and quick. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Just going to hit a couple of important points here about the example from 9.1, the last exercise, which is more animals. So in this one, we have 4 different classes. The animal class is going to be our super class, and underneath the animal class, we have pets. So all pets are animals. And then under pets, we have 2 subclasses, dogs and fish. So they just have a list of properties, and we need to find the correct locations for those properties. I need to save what type of animal I have. Well, if every animal needs a type, then we better put that in the animal class. Secondly, I want to be able to save a name for my fish and dog. Well, both fish and dogs need names, and both fish and dogs are pets, then we'll put that property in the pet class. I want to know which fish needs saltwater versus freshwater. That's clearly just a fish property, so we'll put that in the fish class. I want to know if my dog has been trained. I will go in the dog class. That's a Boolean variable. And lastly, I want to know the size of my dog and fish. Another property that's for both classes, so we'll put that in the pet class as well. So again, I'm just going to make this nice and short. We're going to write a getter and a setter here for name. We're writing this in the animal class in which the name property is stored. If we wrote this in the fish class or the dog class, we wouldn't actually be able to access the name directly. The name property is private and it's only accessible in the pet class. Even though fish have names, they cannot directly access the name property. It is private to the pet class. We'll talk a lot more about that later. Just want to put that out there for right now. Again, if you put a property in the pet class that's private, subclasses do not have direct access to that property. Now, if we write public getters and setters, then I mean they do essentially have access to it, but that's a different thing. So get name will return the name of the animal, and set name, we will set the name of the animal. So over to our animal tester, we'll try this out. I have already put code in here to create a fish. I've named the fish, and I've attempted to print out the name of the fish. If we test this code and run it, there it is, it runs. I named the fish Jerry, and I can access that name. Again, these methods don't exist in the fish class, but the fish is a pet, and so it inherits those 2 methods from the pet class, get name and set name. So a fish is a pet, pets have names, so fish have names. All right, that's it for today. I will see you all next week. We'll move on to section 9.2. Have a good weekend. Hang in there. Hope to see you sometime soon.